Hello everyone, I'm Mike Kruger from Weather NorCal. We've got Adrienne from Turtle Bay. She is, of course, filling in for Sharon this week. And you know, this is a wonderful segment that we call Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals. And as I've learned in weeks past, every creature is an animal, including snakes. And we've got Danger, Noodle, and Precious here today, right?
Yes, these are one of my favorites. I absolutely love talking about these guys.
Yeah, you're a big reptile fan,
people just
right?
don't like them very much. And I have so many people that come up to me and tell me they have bad encounters with them, which really ends up in a dead snake. And we can try to prevent that as much as possible because they're actually really important for the environment, and they are certainly not out to get humans at all.
Well, that's what I would think. I mean, it's probably just more of a defense mechanism to have the venom, right?
Yeah, actually their venom is purely for killing their prey. They don't even want to use it as a defense. It's like a last line, and that's when you have people that try to kill the snake or are playing with the snake or grabbing the snake. That's when they feel like they have to use their venom. Actually, out of all the bites, about 40% on average a year are what we call dry bites, and the snakes have 100% control from the time they're a baby on whether or not they want to use that venom. And when you have an accidental bite where you just accidentally reach in and touch one or step on one, those are when we get those dry bites more than often.
Now, you were saying from the baby, there's a rumor or people tend to think that when they're babies they can't control the venom. Is that's not true?
That is not true. The thing we have to remember is babies are still learning about their environment.
Okay.
And so they're still learning what is a threat and what's not a threat. And as they get older, well, they'll certainly know that as they get older. So they are more likely to envenomate. They also have a little bit more dangerous of a venom. Babies have a neurotoxic venom because they eat lizards. And as they get older to adulthood, they have more of a cytotoxic or hemotoxic venom, which basically affects your blood system, because they eat rodents more, and that's more effective in killing the rodents. And so babies technically are a little bit more dangerous. However, these guys pack a bigger punch, and guess why?
Oh, I don't know.
Just look at their size. Their size. So when you compare how dangerous they are, these guys are still more dangerous than the babies because they have so much more venom than a baby does. But they're less likely to use it because they're adults. But how can you stay safe around rattlesnakes?
Yeah, that's the big question.
So number one is I always tell people not to involve themselves with a rattlesnake at all. Don't try to touch them or move them or kill them. More people get bit that way than any way else. Avoid drinking alcohol and playing with snakes because a lot of bites also involve alcohol. So wives, don't ask your husband when they're drinking to go move the rattlesnake. And just be aware of what you're doing. When you're working in tall grasses, make lots of noise. They can feel those vibrations of you coming. So take a stick, smack it around.
And by doing that, that is going to cause them to go, oh, something's around, I need to get away.
Around, they're going to get away from that thing. When you're reaching into crevices, don't just stick your hand in a rock crevice. That's their favorite place to stay nice and cool during the day. So just be aware of those things when you're running on the path, when you run in your morning or evening runs. Make sure you watch where you're going so you don't step on one by accident.
And make a nice loud
Make a lot
trunk,
of, make sure you're doing your run nice and hard on the ground there. So we can learn to stay safe because they're so important. They help to keep the rodent populations down and prevent spread of disease.
Well, I appreciate you. A lot of great information. That's always the first go-to is just to kill them, and that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. So I thank you for the information and helping to dispel a lot of the myths that people hear about the babies and just rattlesnakes in general. So thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you, Danger, Noodle, and Precious for being such great ambassadors to Turtle Bay. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week on another edition of Turtle Bay's Wonderful World of Animals.